Hello, my friends. We are live once again for a special Tuesday Revolutionary Blackout. I like to call this lunchtime special. I have to do a early stream today. I have a family celebration today. And me and my niece's birthday week. So I want to do my stream earlier today. There's still a lot I want to talk about. Obviously, you guys see the title. Democrats killed the healthcare push in California. So all the people who believe that there is a path to progressive change through the Democratic Party, despite the fact that California has a supermajority, they still couldn't get it done there because the Democratic Party took bribes from Big Pharma. So we're going to discuss that. Obviously, it's Black History Month starting this month. So the first Black History Month under the Revolutionary Blackout banner. We got Didi in the house. How you doing, my friend? And every Black history is it's always Black History Month when you're a Black Marxist, when you're a Black leftist. We constantly analyzing um, the role that our society, capitalism, imperialism, historical events, how that affect our wealth and our status right now. That's literally what it means to be a Black Marxist and Black leftist, and that's why Black Panthers, they used to hold monthly theory readings discussing this kind of stuff. So don't get me wrong, I'm not against the idea of having a month. I actually think it's pretty beneficial to have a month where it's massive awareness that is spread on an issue like this. But every Black History Month, I turn to the Joker because Black History Month, you might as well call whitewash MLK History Month. Whitewash MLK History Month. That's what it is. It's there's not a single month in which our people are disrespected more than Black History Month. I want you guys to understand that. So I see the beauty in it because it signals a time for celebration. But man, our people are extremely disrespected. MLK legacy is destroyed. You have anti-Black shit libs, anti-Black conservatives that try to pretend that the civil rights movement will be on their side today. FY, all Black Marxists and leftists, all the leaders, the real leaders of the civil rights movement who did not sell out, they would have hated both of you guys. Imagine MLK who spoke out against militarism. Imagine Malcolm X who warned about the white liberal, just like MLK did. Imagine how horrified MLK would be seeing the rampant late stage capitalism that Black Americans are suffering under today. Do you guys know that racial wealth inequality right now is worse than it was at the height of the Jim Crow era in the 60s? Right now, it's worse. This is what MLK warned people about. So if you're a capitalist, MLK, he had strong words for you. Malcolm X called all capitalists blood suckers and leeches. Let's see if I can find the exact quote on Malcolm X. So Black History Month is it's like whatever to me now. Like it's whatever because it's not even a time where we accurately celebrate our heroes in history because we got not even just white people, but Black liberals are complicit in helping whitewash our revolutionary leaders. That's what you see during Black History Month. So I'm gonna turn to the Joker this year, seeing Kamala Harris, the fucking cop, Joe Biden, one of the most anti-Black. You know he's gonna come out with a tweet. All of these anti-Black fucks are about to come out with a tweet. So we see. I'm definitely gonna have some Black leftist panels to debunk the bullshit. But if you think that these people are on your side, here's Malcolm X. You show me a capitalist, I'll show you a bloodsucker. How many people are gonna show these quotes on their Black History Month breakdown? Yeah, indeed. We were joking about this earlier before. Yeah, we got the shortest month. That's why it's not a big deal to me, period, because I'm always learning about Black history. I'm always uplifting my people. I want to learn more about our culture because I had to toss everything out I learned in public schools. Everything I tossed out. Because despite what right wingers will have you believe, the right wing populists who want to ban critical race theory, the right wing culture warriors who number one goal is to ban critical race theory, they would say, "Oh my God, they teach critical race theory in schools." Did you guys attend these schools? I did. No, the fuck they didn't. when I was in public school, they were trying to tell me that MLK was some sort of fucking milquetoast centrist who was like, "Oh my God, I want peace. We got to march. I believe optimism." That is not who MLK was, bro. As a Black American growing up in public schooling, they could not have lied to us about race more. They could not have lied about us about capitalism more and Marxism more. So the idea that they was ever teaching critical race theories in schools is beyond ridiculous. Do you guys understand? In public school, I showed you guys this Malcolm X quote. We maybe I gotta go through CJ's timeline. We can watch Malcolm X videos, but Malcolm X was the fucking truth, and he was right about everything regarding the liberal class and the state of America and capitalism. But when I was in school, and every single Black person around my age can tell you the same. When I was in school, the narrative that was sold to us was that MLK was like this moderate who was appealing to white America, despite the fact that he was deeply unpopular. Meanwhile, Malcolm X was the bad radical who was hurting our movement. So in public school, they painted Malcolm X as the bad one, MLK as the good one. But conservatives think they teaching critical race theory in schools. I'll explain how our capitalist system siphons Black wealth through Wall Street, through the prison industrial complex, through civil asset forfeiture. Is any of this stuff going to be discussed in Black History Month? I didn't know about any of this, the wealth transfer via the state and redlining in schools. If you think critical race theory is being taught in schools, it's not. It's the exact opposite. You guys understand our public education system? Our history class is designed to whitewash all the crimes of the United States. All the crimes I heard of the United States was after high school and college. I talk about all the time. I only had one good class in terms of social civics my entire life, and that was the history teacher that got me interested in history, because it was like my second year in college. The only history teacher. I talk about this during the International Leftist Coalition with Kareem Batesh. Okay, he's in academia. And I said, this one teacher got me interested in reading history because he was the only one who was like, bro, I'm not going to bullshit you guys. I'm going to tell you exactly all the evil shit that the United States have done. And I had that class, and I was like, I immediately became obsessed with history after that. I'm like, all right. Then I did my own research, which they hate you doing now. I did my own research, start reading more about crimes against humanity that the United States is complicit with. I learned about the Black codes. I learned about how our prison industrial complex, our policing. Do you guys know they was complicit with the lynching of Black Americans? And you guys wonder why I'm a police abolitionist? At what point did the police ever protect and serve the Black community? Do you guys know that police sheriffs, they was part of the KKK and white supremacist groups? So whenever there was a Black man who did something that pissed white people off back then, whether they whistled at a white woman, whether they got an argument with a Black person, whether they're like a business, they lynched people over anything. These Black men, they will have bounties on their head from white supremacist groups. They will be reported to the police. The police will identify the people who are about to lynch this person. And there have been instances where not only did they refuse to do anything to stop it from happening, they actually helped facilitate it, and they covered up the evidence so these people never got justice. So when you guys talk about the police system, at what point was it ever this shining beacon that we're supposed to look up to, right? That somehow went off the rails that we can reform away. So when you hear this stuff, and especially if you're a Black American, how can you not immediately lean towards Marxism? Dictatorship of the proletariat in this fascist police state that we live under. And that was in the Black Panther Manifesto, why they support Marxist-Leninism, right? So consider this my Black History Month video, because you would never hear this breakdown. What I just explained to you, you would never hear it. But I guess I should get to the main topic of the day, because I wasn't going to talk about my disdain. I guess it's the first day of Black History Month, so I must acknowledge it. But man, I'm gonna be annoyed all month, guys. It's gonna annoy the shit out of me all month of these people virtue signaling, even though they're extremely anti-Black, they're extremely anti-Marxist, they're pro-capitalist scumbags. Malcolm X, MLK, All our revolutionary leaders, Fred Hampton, we spoke out against this capitalist system that we live under. So if you are pushing this new Jim Crow capitalist system that we live under that has destroyed our wealth, you have no business tweeting in support and pretending you have support of the black community. And yes, I'm talking about progressives too. The progressives who continue to sell us out to the police state. So let's read some comments and then I'll get into the main story of the day. Yeah, California Dems are corrupt as fuck. Yeah, they didn't kill single-payer healthcare because they had just a whim. Like they all ran on it. They had a super majority in California, and the guy. I'm gonna get into the story. I'm kind of spoiling the story here. But the guy who was like this progressive Medicare for All champion, do you guys know he gave a speech during a Bernie Sanders rally? The guy who proposed the legislation and pulled it. I'm gonna get into that story. I'm kind of spoiling it. Thank you, Brett. Thank you, Brett. On these solo streams, I can read chats more. We try to read all the super chats because you guys show support that way. But when we have panels, especially with a lot of viewers, it's hard to read chats all the time. So on solo streams, I'll try to do a better job at that. Brett says some of the greatest communist thinkers who are some of the most prolific writers in dialect and historical materialism has been black. Amen, Brett. And was it nothing against Marx, nothing against Lenin, but there are a lot of like people who, when they think about Marxist theory, when they think about theory in general, I only see people quote like Marx and Lenin. Like, do you guys know how many black Marxist writers and thinkers there've been? That's the theory I learned. I learned from people like Fred Hampton. Like when you read the writings of the Black Panthers, when you read the transcripts of Fred Hampton's speech, that is theory. That is theory. Because when you read the thoughts of our true black leaders that they censor, you learn and you advance as a leftist. I have done the same. Thank you, Mike. Annoyed Nick rants are like my inner monologue. Thank you for being here on Twitter. Do you guys know I have 63,000 followers on Twitter, and almost every single stream, someone's like, I didn't know you had a YouTube page. That's why I'm trying to tweet out more. I know it could be annoying sometimes when I advertise the shit out of it on my timeline, but there's so many people that say, that follow you, but I didn't know you had a YouTube channel. Fuck, man. I got 60,000 followers on Twitter. I wish we had 60,000 fucking subscribers on YouTube. I'll swap those numbers in a heartbeat. But anyway, thank you, Mike. Friend of the show, Cryptician. I should know how to say your name. Damn, I feel bad, man. Oh yeah, Kwame Ture. Oh fuck, I gotta find you guys. I gotta show you guys this video. This is my solo stream, so I'll get to the story when I get to it. Hold up. Because Kwame Ture is someone I've been trying to learn a lot more about and reading a lot of his lectures. Maybe should I just Google one? I should just Google one and find it. Like it doesn't even have to be the video I have in mind. If you find a Kwame Ture video, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. I want to see if I can find the video I tweeted about a long time ago. Sorry, let me slow down. I'm gonna try to slow down. Let me slow down. I get excited. Fuck, man. I don't know how to search for it. Fuck. I'm gonna look at it on Twitter. Let's find. Let's watch. Oh, this is the one I was looking for. Well, not the exact one. Not the exact one I was looking for, but this is a good video. This is when Colin Powell died. We pretty much had a roast session on him. Fuck Colin Powell. He deserved no respect. This is Kwame Ture on Colin Powell. Man, I really wish I can find some more. I gotta fix the audio. I gotta find this video in particular where we talk about political violence.
Colin Powell has said that the military is an excellent way for a black person to advance.
I cannot see how anyone can tell me that the best way for one to advance is by being a hired killer. Even I don't see why we have ROTC on campus. We fought to put it off. You mean to tell me the only way we can advance is by being killers and killers of the enemies of American imperialism? Because who do we kill? We don't kill our enemies. Do we go to Azania, South Africa, and kill the clerk? Do we kill the Ku Klux Klan? Do we kill racist policemen? No, we kill Arabs who ain't doing nothing against us. We don't even know them. They've never done anything against us. So it is clear here that Mr. Powell is a liar. Mr. Powell is a traitor to his people, and Mr. Powell is a traitor to humanity, and Mr. Powell accepts that position. That position was made again, and don't you ever forget it, because of Dr. Martin Luther King. If you love King, you can never love Powell.
If you were in a position to advise someone who had attained the position of general in the U.S. Army and was offered the chair of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, what would you have said?
Blow it up.
The Pentagon?
Blow it up.
Obviously, Kwame Ture has not changed in very many respects.
I have changed, please. I'm more knowledgeable, I'm more experienced, and I'm more determined to destroy American imperialism.
I fucking love that guy. I fucking love that guy. Now compare that to Jamal Bowman, the black leader that we have now, the black progressive leader now. Do you guys know that when Colin Powell died, Jamal Bowman was quick to eulogize him? Now compare that to Kwame Ture, a true black Marxist. I love that dude, man. If you guys think I'm radical, let's see if I can find the other video because you saw his answer, blow it up. And the people are like, oh, you're violent. So there was this dude who tried to call out Kwame Ture for his stance on violence. I'm gonna see if I can find that video. It's absolutely glorious. But let's address the substance of this video, because Kwame called out Colin Powell for saying what? Colin Powell said the best way to advance as a black American in this country is to join the military. I have broke this down multiple times on this show. This is how the black neoliberal class. Here it is. I'm gonna plug my Substack here. This is how the black neoliberal class sells us out. So Colin Powell was actually telling the truth there. If you're in America and you want to free yourself from the forces of oppression, the best way you have to do it is by joining the military, joining the police state, and joining the capitalist class that oppresses our people. If you join the forces of oppression, you can free yourself from the chains. That's what Barack Obama did. That's what Colin Powell did. That's what Jim Clyburn did. That's what John Lewis did. That is what every single black leader that we had that survived, that the state didn't go after or demonize, that's what they do. If you see them friendly with the Democratic Party, that is what they do. So I shared this quote multiple times. This is my article talking about our black capitalist leaders. I just want to get to the W.B. Du Bois quote, because W.B. Du Bois summed up what Colin Powell said there in a nutshell. Because Colin Powell said the quiet part out loud. What Kwame Ture is objecting to, that in a true society that is against white supremacy, we shouldn't have to join the military or the police to reach prosperity or dribble basketball or rap, right? So this is what W.B. Du Bois said. He said, a class structure began to arise within the Negro group, which produced haves and have-nots. So you have the haves, you have the Colin Powells, and then you have us. You have me, the have-nots. So this is intended to encourage the more successful Negroes to join the forces of monopoly and exploitation to help victimize their own classes and any other lower classes that was possible. These are the Arabs that the Black Congressional Caucus vote to bomb, right? So not only they sell us out, they screw everybody. So they do this because to remedy the situation, Negroes regard their first step towards emancipation as being political power. So that's why Kwame Ture was asked about Colin Powell, literally saying that. He said, if you want to be black and you want to escape racism in this country, just join the force of oppression. And we got to reject that. Yeah, I need to find this video when Kwame Ture talks about how Marx didn't invent communism. Marx did a lot of great writing, guys, but he pretty much observed what indigenous tribes and African people have been living like for the entirety of our existence, right? So Marx does deserve credit for being an intellectual and being an amazing spreader of these ideas. But if you think he invented,
Colin Powell has said that
he was responding to the idea that Marxism and socialism isn't for black people. They was like, why are you probably extremely pro-black? Why are you advocating for Marxism and socialism, which is for white people? And he was like, no, it's not. Indigenous tribes, Latino tribes, African tribes invented socialism and Marxism. I like this comment. Yo, dog, I heard you hate the oppression, so join the institution of oppression so you can escape oppression while oppressing others. That's the black liberal class in a nutshell. So I guess we get into the story. We're 20 minutes in. I should get into the first story of the day. Thank you guys for being patient. I know you guys think like, when the hell you gonna talk about Democrats killing the bill? What the hell is? I gotta tweet this out. Or did I already tweet it out? So we start with stories. We ripped it enough. Oh, I have not. Let me tweet this part of it out. How you guys liking the stream? Let me know if the stream is running well for you guys. Hold on, let me prepare the first story. Okay, let me start this way. Okay. I explained multiple times how the Democratic Party is where movements go to die. That's why the concept that they are the lesser of two evils, it drives me crazy. Both parties, they serve the same corporate oligarchy and imperialist machine. They have different roles, though, and different ways to maintain the power of the status quo. The Republicans are straight up open, and they use cultural war divide and white identity politics in order to get people to vote against their interest. Democratic Party, they use bullshit wokeism that they stole from real revolutionary thought. They destroy the concept of identity politics and solidarity. And they tug on the heartstrings of people who really want to combat racism, for example. So they both are cultural war machines that represent the same corporate oligarchy. And to me, as far as I'm concerned, this is a very basic analysis of the reality of the situation. So whenever I see people, and I debated Vosh about this, whenever I see people repeat the bullshit claim that the Democratic Party is the lesser two evils, it drives me crazy, because you guys are actually doing harm to our movement. The Democratic Party is where movements go to die. The giant anti-war movement was killed under Barack Obama because of George Bush Jr. There was a giant anti-war movement. Barack Obama came in and killed it. Now we got a bunch of fucks like Cenk Uygur and Sam Cedar who are pro-war and leading Vosh as well, who lead the entire Gen Z to be pro-CIA now, essentially. You had a giant Me Too movement that Joe Biden killed because he became the nominee. You had a giant immigration movement that Biden is making worse, but it has been killed by the Democratic Party. We had giant George Floyd protests last year. No, it was 2020. Damn, it's been a while now. Summer 2020, we had the George Floyd protest, where it was massive anti-authoritarian showings against our massive police state. We went from that. Now you got people advocating for mandates. 48% of Democratic voters believe that we should imprison or fine people because they disagree with them on the vaccine. We got Joe Biden funding the police more, using the CARES Act, and progressives are silent about it. Do you guys see how the Democratic Party is where movements go to die? It's actually harmful to advocate voting for them. And even the people who are pretending to be upset, oh my God, the Democrats betrayed us again. Already seen the Justice Democrat sycophants saying, oh my God, I can't believe they would do this. I cannot believe it. But then they're going to vote for him this year. They are literally going to vote for them this year. They got you guys by the balls. And this is what the California nurses tweeted out, who endorsed Gavin Newsom, who lied about supporting Medicare for all, right? This is what they said. Nurses are outraged at today's failure in California Assembly to force a vote. I also noticed that progressives that are squad sycophants, they've been avoiding saying that term because the strategy that's been coming out from progressive movements and leaders and activists was to force a vote on this bill. They knew that there were some Democrats that may have lied about it, but and I'm gonna show you guys the coalition that was built behind this bill. They endorsed the strategy of force to vote because they say even if it doesn't pass, we should force to vote on it so we know who will vote against it. And then all the labor unions, the nurses union, all these groups that support the California Democratic Party, they have officially said that anyone who votes against this bill, we will pull our endorsement of you and we will destroy you. Doesn't that sound familiar? This is literally the strategy of force to vote. And then Democrats went against it, despite the fact that they had a giant supermajority. Look at Jimmy. Look what Jimmy said. Jimmy said, "How are you going to fight? By voting harder for the Democrats that just sold you out?" That's exactly what I'm saying. I gotta like that one. That's exactly what I'm saying. Like, there are people upset that this happened. You should be upset. But why the hell are you guys shocked? Why the hell are you guys shocked? You guys really think the Democratic Party gives a fuck about you? If you live in California, if you live anywhere, for that matter, but especially if you live in California, and you vote for the Democratic Party after this, you are a clown of the highest order. You are the biggest clown, and it's almost to the point where if you vote for Democrats after they killed healthcare, where they have a super majority, at this point, if you vote for the Democrats, you're a class traitor. Damn, that's spicy. Yeah, I gotta tweet that out. Yeah, if you vote for the Democratic Party at this point, you're a class traitor. Because they're actively doing everything they can to kill single-payer healthcare in the middle of a pandemic. So I always want to debunk the lies that the Democratic Party is the party of science, right? So if you're the party of science, why are you... We can't even get healthcare in the middle of a pandemic, and that would have saved at least 1 out of 3 people who died in this pandemic. So as someone who's against mandates, a lot of the intellectual dishonest frauds, they would say, "Oh my God, you're against mandates. That must mean you must not care about my grandma. You must not care about sick people if you're against mandates." For one, the mandate is not going to get people more vaccinated. So I reject the premise, for one. Secondly, the mandates have nothing to do with protecting people, because if the ruling class that you guys are not criticizing, if they actually gave a fuck about protecting people, wouldn't they give you healthcare in the middle of a pandemic? That is what public healthcare said. Public healthcare experts said they should do, but the Democratic Party decided not to. They refused to. So they are anti-science. You know what else public health experts warn the Democrats what they should do in the middle of a pandemic? End our carceral state. Do you guys know 90% of the COVID hotspots are in areas where prisons are at? If you want the people to like, "Oh my God, we got to save every life," why aren't you advocating for the abolition of the carceral state? That is what public experts warn people to do. And I'm going to show you, look at this article. This is what Jim Crow Joe and the Democratic Party is doing instead of giving you health care. How Joe Biden launched a new prison boom. So look at this. At the start of the pandemic, public health experts hoped for a very different public policy outcome as we sounded alarms that the U.S. prison system, the largest, posed the major threat to national public health. So they're saying the fact that we imprison 1/4 of the world's prison population, which is something that we had never seen in the history of humanity. Our prison system is a threat to public health. It was no surprise, but by last September, jails and prisons constituted 90 of the top 100 epidemic hotspots in America. Meanwhile, Joe Biden is funding the police state more. They are building more prisons using the CARES Act. So isn't it funny how people say, I don't care about people's lives because I'm anti-mandate? But these same people support the Democratic Party that is funding the prisons more that are COVID hotspots? Isn't it funny how they say that people are anti-mandate, they don't care if people die, but as an anti-mandate leftist, I believe we should give everyone health care, get everyone a house, and pay everyone every month. This will stop the spread of the virus. Now, I never let right-wingers off the hook, and I always see people like, oh my God, I can't watch the channel. Like they're like right-wingers who found me through Jimmy Dore or whatever. I can't watch the channel because Nick keep calling me out for my intellectual inconsistencies. Right? Because if you're a right-winger and you're against mandates, but you're not for housing, if you're not for healthcare, and you're for the giant prison industrial complex, you're essentially for eugenics. You're essentially for eugenics. The reason why I'm anti-mandate is because I don't trust our neoliberal police state to impose that on us. They don't have the mandate, especially for a vaccine that still people can get the virus from it. Right? Doesn't make sense. There's better ways that we can take care of our community. And as a Marxist, I believe that we all should take personal responsibility in order to save as many lives as possible, in order to make sure people are taken care of. That is my position as a Marxist. Cuba has shown this is possible. Cuba did not have to put healthcare vaccine mandates on their people because the people in Cuba know their government gives a fuck about them. So as an anti-mandate leftist, I want to have socialism. I want to have communism. I want us to seize the means of production. I don't want the neoliberal police state to put these mandates on us because I don't trust them. We can do a better job at this. Now, if you're a right-winger and you're against mandate, what the hell are you doing? Are you just advocating that we just have eugenics? I don't get it. You guys don't want people to have health care. You don't want to end the prison industrial complex. So I call out both sides, period. I don't let people off. I don't let people off the hook. But let me get back on track on the story. My point is, I bring this up because we're talking about the California healthcare bill. So the Democratic Party, who's supposed to be the party of science, no, they're not. So when you see the COVID cases and deaths continue to get worse under Biden and Trump, that is not a fluke. That is not a fluke. That is because the Democrats do not believe in the science. They're not giving people health care. They're not in the homelessness problem that will slow the spread. They're not in the carceral state. They're doing nothing to fucking slow the spread of this virus. They're doing the same thing Donald Trump did. The same exact fucking thing. Now, I'm going to show you guys the coalition that they had. Because I know I'm a extremist. I turn some of you guys off every fucking stream. I know I am. But was it a bunch of Marxists, that crazy radicals that was trying to get single payer in California? No. It was a broad coalition of people. You had the nurses. I think it was like 67% of voters in general. But look at this coalition that came together. And as they were saying, anyone who voted against the healthcare bill in California, all these groups would have came out against them. This tenant union, multiple unions, California Rural Legal Assistance. So you have farmers and people in rural areas. Livable California. Look at all these groups. I don't live in California, so I can't tell you all. I don't know that much about them. But this seems very significant. Western Center on Law and Poverty. There's all these groups. But the Democrats refuse to get it done. Now imagine if we forced to vote on this. All those groups would have rained hell on the Democrats that voted no. They will rain hell on him. What's the fucking guy name? God damn it. I gotta find a link. Let's see. Fuck. I'm trying to find the name of the guy who Shit, I forgot to save it. Damn. I was trying to find. Here it is. Here it is. I got it. So this is the guy. I have no producer. We are a channel with only 15,000 subscribers, and we are broke as hell. So please be patient with me. I don't have someone that can like pull everything up for me. So hopefully you guys are just having fun with me today. So this is the guy. He the California Assembly member who introduced the legislation, right? You see, he actually gave speeches at Bernie rallies in support of Medicare for all. He's just like AOC, and people like him is why we are raising the red flags against these progressives. The Justice Democrats and the Bernie Sanders style, AOC style progressives are not our friends. So he became famous for introducing this legislation and running a hard line pushing it, saying that we got to vote everyone out who don't support it. This was the messaging that was coming from progressives in the California Democratic Party. See, look, he was a big Bernie guy. You guys want to say, you want to see what his reaction and what he did? He getting dragged on Twitter right now. Look at his statement. This is unbelievable. And you guys wonder why I call out progressives. Despite heavy opposition and substantial misinformation from those who stand to profit from current healthcare system, virtue signaling motherfucker. Virtue signaling motherfucker. He said, despite heavy opposition and substantial misinformation for those who stand to profit from our current healthcare system, we was able to unite a realistic and achievable path towards single-payer healthcare. It became clear that we did not have the votes necessary for the passage. So I decided the best course of action is to not put the healthcare vote up to the floor. He didn't. What? Why will you do that? So you guys have a supermajority of Democrats who promised and ran on healthcare. And you wrote the bill, you sponsored this bill. This is the fight of your life. And you're not going to put it on a vote so we know who against it? Do you guys see this stupid shit? All these groups that I just showed you, if you put this floor vote in California for the healthcare, all of these people and their allies will destroy them. You think this fuck doesn't know that? Ash Kara? You think he doesn't know that? This guy is protecting right-wing Democrats. The same way AOC is protecting Joe Biden. The same way AOC is protecting Joe Biden, Ash is protecting Gavin Newsom. Do you see the role that the progressives play? Let's see what my brothers and sisters have to say. This is my man, Pat the Burner. Always on point. Yeah, it would have helped to know who voted against it. What the fuck is wrong with it? This is what I was saying. My man, Pat. I love Pat. It would have helped to know who voted against it. What the fuck is wrong with you folks? I gotta retweet that. That's the perfect response. This person said, with all due respect, see, nicer than me, nicer than me. With all due respect, if you believe healthcare is a human right, why not allow those who disagree with that to show themselves? Because he is running interference. As my friend Rebecca said, we all know why. Zoya, she was on last night on Nick and CJ. You guys know Zoya. And as she said, you owe us a floor vote for grassroots donations. So as I said earlier when I started the segment, if you are still voting for the Democratic Party, if you donate to the Democratic Party in 2022 after this shit, you are a clown of the highest order. Of the highest order. If you vote for the Democratic Party this year, you are a clown. If you are part of the Nurses Association that's upset about this, but you vote for Democrats this next year, I don't want to be hard on nurses. I don't want to be hard on ordinary people, but man, what can I say? What can I say? That's crazy. Thank you for the $10. This is a test name. This is a test name. So thank you for the $10. Hopefully find a name on your path, man. It took me a long time. I'm just playing. I love the solo streams because now I can just have fun a little bit more. Thank you for the $5, Mike. Nick, do you have my concerns of prison riots due to the coming soon? If you risk death being chained up in the pandemic, there is nothing to lose. I reported on a story a very long time ago. I wish I can find the receipt, but there was prisoners who was protesting and they were going on hunger strikes because they wasn't getting medical care. You guys have no idea how bad. Like, not only do we imprison 1/4 of the world's prison population, mostly for nonviolent crimes, then we treat them like shit. We wasn't getting them health care. We was ignoring symptoms. We was dumping people with infected people. It's a whole segment I did. But man, thank you, Mike, for the super chat. Man, that every story that I do on here, and that's why I think our channel has been growing. Because I think we've been growing again. Like we talk about how after the General Strike Summit, they turned our shit off. It's weird, man. We was growing like 1,000 subs a month. We almost at 2,000 this month, which is great, man. I told you my goal. We hit our 1-year anniversary April 1st. It was awkward because when we announced this new Black Leftist network, we was like, "Yo, we got this big network. All the Black Leftists, we were going live. Our first episode will be April 1st," and people was like, "Ha, ha! I see what you did there. Ha! April Fools, huh?" And I literally was like, "No, guys, I promise you, this is not April Fool's joke." It was a shit show. Why the hell did we pick April 1st to launch our network? That was so dumb. Because there were so many people that thought we was April Fooling, pranking them. So anyway, my goal was to get 15,000 subscribers by April 1st. That's why I've been streaming a lot more recently. I want to do more of these fireside chats. And I would love to hear feedback from you guys on what you guys would love to see more from this channel. We've tried to listen to the feedback the best we can, even though we are all working people who do not do this full time. That's why I would love if you guys can support us on Patreon, for example. But one of the feedback I heard from you guys that you guys want to see more smaller clips, because I know these like long 2-3 hour education segments could be hard to share. It could be hard to watch. So I released 2 clips this morning, and I'm trying to do a better job at clipping videos. I just hope you guys show some charity towards me, because I am not a video editor, and it was never my intention to be a video editor. So hopefully you guys enjoy the clips that we've been releasing. I want to do that more often and do more of these like fireside chats. So because I am open about that, I would love to hit 15,000 before April Fools, because you guys see what we covered. No one covered the shit we do on our show. No one covered the prison industrial complex like we do. No one call out both the right-wing populists and the left-wing populists like we do. So I hope that you guys are willing to show support on Patreon. You can also do direct donation, SocialistMMA as well. Let's see, what else do we have on this story? Oh yeah, okay. Now you guys see why I spent so much time attacking progressives. Because as I mentioned before, to progressives, their only role is to play defense for the Democratic Party. So I gotta remember his name. I keep forgetting. Ash Karai. I'm very honest, guys. I'm good at remembering concepts, but I forget people's names all the time. A lot of times I have notes, but I forget people's names all the fucking time. That's my weakness, to be honest with you guys. So this guy, this fucking fuck. So Zoya, you guys see what she said. You owed us a floor vote. So they all took grassroots donations. They promised these people they believe in Medicare for all. Here, Ron Bacone. How would the votes would have landed? We deserve to know who would have voted no. Ron Bacone. I gotta have him back. It's been like 2 months. I love Ron Bacone, man. But there's another important concept that I want to talk about in relation to this story and why it's so important. This is the part where I kind of say I tell you so. Because I did a segment last year. I know, because I have a tweet here Well, I told you guys, and this is when I started to make the same assessment that we got to look at alternatives outside of electoral politics. The people who believe in electoral politics, they will say shit like this that I have been pushing back against. They will say all we have to do is get rid of the filibuster. If we get rid of the filibuster, we will have progressive change. People legitimately believe, like people with giant channels, TYT, Breaking Points, fucking Majority Report. So many of these big channels keep bringing up the fucking filibuster. I'm gonna ask you guys this: when have the filibuster ever stopped the ruling class from getting what they want? Don't worry, I'll wait. I'll wait. Did the filibuster ever stop them from going to war? Did the filibuster ever stop them from getting a Pentagon increase? Did the filibuster stop them from getting corporate bailouts? So let me share with you guys what I tweeted last year. And I get accused, and I'm telling you, the only reason I do these I told you so segments is because people assume I say shit just for attention. I promise you guys, everything my radical black ass says, I can back up, and I will be vindicated in time. Because this is what I said last year. Do you guys remember when the whole meltdown, especially last summer, when people was pretending the filibuster is why Biden wasn't getting his campaign promises? This is what I said June of last year. I said the filibuster never stopped anything the establishment wanted. It's adorable people think the filibuster is the biggest obstacle towards progress. Now, this is why I'm bringing this up. Because we saw how the Californians, Democrats, killed healthcare, single-payer healthcare. So as I explained last year, Democrats will always find a way not to have the votes. It's a very simple concept. So if you guys think they're going to get rid of this filibuster and then we're going to have a progressive boom in this country, you are out of your goddamn minds. California is a supermajority Democrats. And as I explained, if it wasn't for Joe Manchin, if it wasn't for Kristen Sinema, they will find someone else. They will find someone else. Nina Turner even admitted as such. Nina Turner said, everyone knows that there are a ton of Democratic senators and congresspeople who are allowing Kristen Sinema and Joe Manchin to take the heat because they don't want to directly oppose the Biden agenda because they know that Kristen Sinema and Joe Manchin is going to take it anyway. So this is why I was trying to get you guys to divorce yourself from electoral politics. Even if we got rid of the filibuster, they would change the way Washington operates. They will get 10 more conservative Democrats. They will get 10 more conservative Democrats real quick if the filibuster was override. Look at what they did in California. And also, because they know they have sellout progressive fucks that will sell out the people. Nina fucking Turner, the guy who I just ripped for selling out the progressive movement in California, for refusing to force the vote on his own legislation. There's literally no way you could convince me or anyone who actually a Marxist to support Nina at this point. Look at this shit for Nina Turner. Thank you, Ash Karai. Well, I'll now say his last name, so I'm going to say Ash. Thank you, Assembly Member Ash, and the progressive members of the California Democratic Party that are keeping this issue alive in the biggest state in the country. Even if politicians are not up to the moment, the truth is that people want universal health care. If you guys still like Nina Turner, stop before you embarrass yourself. I just did an entire segment explaining why this stupid fuck that she's praising is running interference for Newsom in the Democratic Party. And meanwhile, Nina Turner praises him. You think they don't know you think Nina Turner doesn't know the game? You think Nina Turner doesn't understand that this guy is playing defense for the Democratic Party? This is the same reason why Nina Turner was against forced to vote. There's a point where we gotta stop pretending these people are our allies and call it as it is. They sold out our movement. Even if Nina Turner won, she would do the same shit that Ash just did and not force the vote. She even said there are politicians that are not up to the moment. Okay, why not force a vote on that bill so we can start calling these motherfuckers out by name? If you still invest, if you think Nina Turner is gonna change anything, god damn, you're delusional. And Nina Turner used to follow me. She don't follow me no more. Nina Turner used to follow me back in the day because I used to give speeches at black barbershops in South Carolina. I was canvassing in South Carolina. I met Nina Turner. She used to follow me because she knew I cared about my community. It wasn't me that changed Nina. It was you. You sold us out. She was probably mad as hell. She don't follow me because we used to be cool. But I don't give a fuck if we're friends. I don't give a fuck if we like each other. The second I see weakness and you sell us out, I'm done with you. I'm done with you. Like, this shit is not a game to me. This shit is not a game. This shit is a game to Nina. This shit is a game to Nina and all other progressives. Sorry. I remember before I started this stream, I told myself I was going to be calm. I'm trying to stop myself from scaring you motherfuckers, man. I was like, all right, maybe I need to be calmer, try to be more professional. It's hard, man, because I live the consequences of this shit, man. Like, I'm not Crystal Ball. I am not Kyle Kalinske. I am not these people who talk about these stories and can be divorced from it. They talk about this shit coming from a point of neutrality. I just lost my grandma because of the healthcare system. My grandpa died 22 years before. I mean, no, it's actually longer now because Henry Kissinger is still alive. Henry Kissinger right now, as it is, like 23, 24 years older than my grandpa was at the time he died. This shit is too real for me, guys. So I know there's some people like, man, Nick gets fucking animated. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm gonna try to do a better job as a commentator because I don't think people like hearing a crazy black man scream about this shit. But dude, when I read this shit, it really pissed me off. I used to like Nina. When I see this shit, it really, really pissed me off. Like, it really does. So I'm gonna try to do a better job of calming down. Because when I get mad, I know I used to have a speech impediment. I'm not a good public speaker, so I know when I get mad, I fucking hard to understand. So I'm trying to slow down. I try to slow down. Okay, so I think that's enough for that story. I got another story. So let's go to some super chats. That's why I like doing solo streams, because when I have guests on, when I have co-hosts on, I usually gotta be respectful of their time. But when I do my solo streams, I eat beforehand so I have energy. My plan is to get through all the stories I want to cover today. I don't know how long we're gonna go. That's my plan. When I have guests and when I have people on the panel, I'm like, man, we gotta go 2 hours, 1 hour, how long it takes for me to get through this video, right? I love you guys. Lay it out, Nick. I love hearing Nick scream about this shit. Not everyone does. I know that. Maybe that hurts our channel because I'm that scary black person that fucking screaming at capitalists. It's just, I know that's just not appealing. Like, there's a reason why, like, Vosh and these like white streamers, they're way bigger. People don't want to see that shit. It's not fair, but people don't want to see an angry black person talk about their pain. They want to see optimism. They want to see optimism. Oh, if you just vote for the Democrat Party, we believe in hope and change. That's what's really appealing to people. But it's whatever. It's whatever. I can't help myself from getting mad at this stuff. I'm trying to make sure I don't miss any super chats at least. Thank you for the 499 Black Fruit. Don't vote for Democrats. Yep. Anyone who does not like, there are going to be a lot of people who are virtue signaling against the horrific Biden administration this year. There are going to be a lot of people virtue signaling on behalf of this story. But if they do not tell you to leave the Democratic Party, if they don't tell you to abandon the two-party duopoly, they are bullshitting you. I want you guys to understand that. They are literally just virtue signaling for clicks. That's what it is. Because they don't have any real solutions. Is there any other super chats? Like I said, I do have to learn. I do have to learn more about Kwame Ture. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know this person. He said he's a. I don't even know how to pronounce that. All I know is I listen to this motherfucker. He is amazing on anti-capitalist and anti-imperialism. I'm very open about the fact I still have a lot to learn, guys. But I love Kwame Ture. We got Harold. He's from Missouri. Shout out to my friend here. Much love to Nancy. I seen a lot of your positive comments. I appreciate it. This old white woman loved your passion. Never lose it. Yeah, maybe I'm some. I don't know. I try to be self-aware and I'm very hypercritical of myself. So, especially as someone who try to overcome speech impediments, I gotta be calmer when I speak. Right. Let's see. Anything else? You don't have to apologize for righteous anger. You guys are the best. You guys are the best. Here's another one. Did I read this one already? Thank you, Kyle, for the $5. Cheerleaders make terrible leaders. Nina? Yes, she's a fucking cheer. Nina is cheering for the person who pulled the vote for healthcare. Zoya sent me that tweet. That's unbelievable. That is unbelievable. I have another prepared story. Is there anything breaking that we should cover? I got another story prepared. I want to see if I missed anything over the last few hours. What's trending? Oh, just a bunch of deeply unserious shit. Black Lives Matter is trending right now. Oh, because of Black History Month. Oh, I see. Man, I'll tell you, man, Black History Month is very stressful for me, guys. Like, I don't know why. I don't get how Black people have a great time seeing people you're gonna have people like Ted Cruz, you're gonna have people like Joe Biden, you're gonna have people like Kamala Harris all tweeting about Black History Month. You're gonna have corporate entities that destroy Black lives, like Wall Street, the military-industrial complex. They are gonna virtue signal for Black lives, and they're gonna pretend they are allies. Black History Month is a headache, man, because every month is Black History Month to me. So it's nothing special. The only difference between this month and every month to me is the fact I got here capitalist, racist, anti-Black fucks pretend they are on our side. This is a month where corporations will profit from sharing stories about our pain that they really don't give a fuck about. So I don't get it. But I don't want to be like a big killjoy to a ton of people, so I'm not gonna like tweet about it or whatever. But I never understood Black History Month, especially because our system sucks. We got two capitalist parties, we have two imperialist parties, but you guys are pretending that you guys are for Black lives. MLK was anti-capitalist and he was anti-imperialist. So you guys understand Black History Month is literally whitewash MLK month. Hell, literally the last 2 months of winter are whitewash MLK month. We have MLK's birthday on last month. Then we get Black History Month this month. So it's pretty much corporations, shit libs, and conservatives virtue signaling and making bank off our oppression. I don't get it. I don't get the hype over it. But I don't know. I'm not gonna kill you guys. I'm not gonna be a killjoy because it's a good time for people to learn. Because this is the month where people do push back against the whitewashing of our leaders, but I'm gonna have a heart attack by the end of this month. That's for damn sure. MLK was a socialist. Yes, he was. Yes, he was. Thank you for the $5. We got another one for Black Food. Thank you. My friend Didi back in the house. Hope you're having a good time, Didi. Okay, I guess we can go to the next story now. Let me get. This is more of a fun story because we almost done for this stream, I think. All right. So one of my favorite this Twitter account has been amazing. Define L's, because they've been calling out liberals for their hypocrisy, because just like conservatives, they are vapid partisan cultural warriors, right? And I love probably one of my favorite people to make fun of is Brooklyn Dad. Someone who I've been he blocked me for such a long time, and it was exposed that he was paid by the Democratic Party to shield for Joe Biden, to attack sexual assault victims of Andrew Cuomo. He attacked Tara Reid. So he was paid by the Democratic Party to be the social media influencer that she purged people to the Democratic Party, which they do, right? So now we had this big culture war that's going on. And I want to show you guys who these shit libs are. I love this tweet, Define L, highlighting these people, because you got a lot of people who are trying to support Neil Young because apparently Joe Rogan is the worst thing that ever happened, despite the fact that we don't have health care. Democrats are not giving us health care. They were expanding the custodial state. They were taking money from the CARES Act and giving it to the prison industrial complex. But they don't care about that. They care about Joe Rogan have a podcast on Spotify. So this is what he said before. I spent the past 13 years curating a monster musical library with thousands of albums, songs, and playlists. And Apple is going to kill iTunes? What, you're not making enough profit with all those kids in China working for pennies a day? You see how he's virtue signaling here? So he knows the crime of Apple that we tweeted in 2019. But now, because the COVID culture war has broke so many people's brain, he said, don't mind me, I'm just listening to Neil Young on Apple Music. You guys, people are supporting Amazon Music and Apple products in protest of Spotify. Are you guys... These people use child slave labor. Apple does. How do you think they make their phones? They use child slave labor. Apple is extremely anti-worker and has extremely unethical union-busting tactics. But that's okay. So you guys subscribe to Amazon Music? Yeah, Apple uses slave labor. You guys subscribe to Apple Music, despite the fact that they are horrific capitalist machines. We have done constant stories of Amazon and their intimidation tactics and retaliation tactics that they do against workers who are trying to organize. Apple literally have kids in the Congo that are picking minerals that they use for your phones. You guys are not boycotting that, but you guys want to boycott some guy on a podcast. Do you guys see how deeply unserious these people are? And I love talking shit about Brooklyn Dad because it's an important case study, because I want you to understand who these people are. I want you to understand that the guy who's pretending that he's so morally righteous over Joe Rogan, he was paid by the Democratic Party to attack the sexual assault victims of Andrew Cuomo. That what he damn, let me find. I didn't have it saved, but I can find the receipt. I tweeted about it a long time ago. Because it was revealed that he was paid by the Democratic Party. He was a paid influencer. So I'm gonna show you guys. See if I can find my tweet, but I had to search for it. Let's see. I'm gonna see if I can find the retweet, because this is the tweet I sent out about at the time. So I was like, don't sugarcoat it, because this is when it was exposed that he was paid by the DNC to repeat the bullshit that he does. He was paid to smear sexual assault victims for Andrew Cuomo. Damn, I wish I could find it, man. Fuck. I gotta find the tweet, because he deleted it, obviously, but it was a screenshot of him attacking Tara Reid victims and damn, I fucked up. I can't find it. But this is my favorite video. This is my favorite video because I want to show you guys who this guy is. The guy who is protesting against Neil Young. Protesting against the Joe Rogan experience or whatever. This is probably my favorite political video of all time. I showed it before, but we may have new viewers. This is who the Democratic Party pays to do propaganda for them. This was I gotta give context. He had a meltdown after it was revealed that he was a paid shill for the Democratic Party. This is my favorite, probably one of my favorite videos ever for multiple reasons. So check this out.
They say I'm a paid shill, I'm a neoliberal, I'm a paid shill, I'm a neoliberal corporatist shill. Nobody pays me to tweet. A guy approached me. He was like, you know what? Brooklyn Dad, you're really good at Twitter. Now Brooklyn Dad gets paid money.
For one, that did not happen. You guys see how he was like, that's the most boomer shit ever. He was like, some dude came up to me on the street and he said, you know what, Brooklyn Dad? You're really good at Twitter. That did not happen. Dude, this video is funny for so many reasons. That lie, the music that is playing in the background. And as I said, he's a Ben Shapiro. His voice is like Ben Shapiro. And he's clearly drunk. He's clearly drunk on this video. This is the guy who's like, we got to cancel Joe Rogan. Check this. Finish this video.
You know what? Brooklyn Dad, you're really good at...
Oh, sorry. Let me turn the echo.
Twitter. Now, a guy approached me. He was like, you know what? Brooklyn Dad, you're really good at Twitter. Now Brooklyn Dad gets paid money. What kind of capitalism is this? I used my considerable graphic design talents, rose Twitter. They came at me like Trumpers. They're worse than Trumpers. Stop putting the loss of Bernie on us. Trolls on the far left, they don't want Democrats to win. They believe there's something, my man was telling me, there's a thing called accelerationism. It means that you have to get a fascist in office in order for socialism to happen. That's stupid. If you believe that shit, you are my enemy. I'll say it again. You are my enemy. I apologize for nothing.
That is one of my favorite political videos of all time. And I share that with you because I want to let you guys know who that is. He's clearly drunk. And when he was like, socialists, they just want Democrats. They don't want them to win. Yeah, because they kill single payer healthcare. That's why. That's why they do it. So that's Brooklyn Dad. That's his moral stand, and that's what all the liberals are doing. All the liberals, look, this is what Brooklyn Dad is doing. He joined the protest against the insanely dangerous Joe Rogan. So a Joe Rogan boosting social media influencer known as Brooklyn Dad came under fire Wednesday for reportedly failing to disclose that he set tens of thousands of dollars from a Democratic political action committee. So he's paid by the Democratic Party to say shit like this. Don't mind me. I'm just listening to Neil Young on Apple Music. The first tweet, he acknowledges that Apple used child labor. But now, because the Democratic Party had to support Neil Young and they got Joe Rogan derangement syndrome, now he loves Apple. You see this tweet? Don't mind me. I'm just listening to Neil Young on Apple Music. This is who the Democratic Party is. These people are completely shameless. Completely shameless. And you want to know who also part of the Joe Rogan derangement syndrome machine, right? Our boy Sam Cedar. We just released a video talking about what we would cover if we was on MSNBC. Sam Cedar, the guy who has an MSNBC contract, the guy who attacked Jimmy Dore and claims that he is a right winger, he goes on MSNBC and he has the opportunity to talk about anything he wants. Bro, imagine what you can bring up to radicalize these fucking boomers on MSNBC. Sam Cedar went on MSNBC to have Joe Rogan derangement syndrome. He didn't go on MSNBC to call out the fact that they take money from Raytheon and then they promote war. They don't call MSNBC out for the fact that they take money from Big Pharma and then they pimp out Big Pharma talking. None of that. This is what Sam Cedar went on MSNBC. I told you these are the boutique leftists who they sheep herd what it means to be a progressive. Sam Cedar does a video every fucking week, every day, saying that Jimmy Dore is a right winger. But he goes on MSNBC and puts their bullshit. He had a debate with Jackson Hinkle where he said he didn't care about State Department getting funding. If you don't care about the military-industrial complex growing, which is if you don't care about the State Department growing, the police-industrial, you cannot say you're a leftist. I don't
make this video.
I'm trying to see. I guess I let that ad play in silence. That's a long video. Maybe we should watch. I'm gonna see if I can. Let's watch it. I think it should be fun. Yeah, Sam. I don't read a comment while I wait till that ad to play. Sam Cedar is perfect for MSNBC, and I want to show you guys this. There's no shame. They don't even understand why MSNBC is such a bad thing, because I found this because this is him promoting that. Sam Cedar being on MSNBC is a perk to him and his audience. So MSNBC put him a guest slot on here, and he was like, "Bro, he's like, give me a shout out, man. I was on MSNBC." I have no idea why the majority report followed me, by the way. You see that? Why? I have no idea. Because Emma definitely know who I am. What the hell are they talking about? Okay. Sorry, my phone blown up. Here, skip this. I just want to see what Cedar says. Let's see what shit library he came up with. Let me fix the audio. Let's see what shit library he come up with on MSNBC.
On sound bites or based on headlines of articles that are disparaging. The podcast has been accused of spreading dangerous misinformation. And I'm not trying to promote misinformation. I'm not trying to be controversial.
Podcast host Joe Rogan pushed back today against accusations he's continually spread misinformation about COVID. Even though he's promising to do better, Spotify is going to put a warning on his podcast. He's not been sanctioned or censored in any way. So what do you do with a host?
Why would he be sanctioned? Why would he be sanctioned or censored? You guys get shit wrong all the time. In fact, I'm gonna show you guys an example of that. But why would that even be an option? If you don't like Joe Rogan, don't listen to him. Why would you want him pulled from a platform? Anyway, let's
host who tells tens of millions of viewers every week they don't need to be vaccinated during a pandemic. Michelle Goldberg is an op-ed columnist in the New York Times. Sam Cedar is the host of the podcast Majority Report with Sam Cedar, and they both join me now. And Sam is a plucky, independent man I come to for entertaining conversation, but can't trust a word you say. What do you think about this situation?
Well, I should say, full disclosure, I tried to get on Rogan's show years and years ago because to go on his show was to really help out your own show. At the time, too, I felt like he had a lot of right-wingers, a lot of libertarians on. And subsequent to that,
if you don't care Sorry, hopefully the echo wasn't bad. I'm sorry, I don't think I fixed the audio. But if you don't care about the State Department getting more funding, if you don't care about the fact that progressives fund the police 10%, 12% more, that makes you a right winger, as far as I'm concerned. You're for giant police and military budgets that steal the wealth of the working class. How can you say that other people are right wingers when you hold this position? When you vote for the Democratic Party, which is a inherently right-wing capitalist imperialist party, how can you call other people right wingers? So if Joe Rogan would have platformed you, Sam, he would have platformed another right winger. Are you an anti-capitalist? Cenk Uygur and Sam Cedar openly say that they're a capitalist. I told you guys my definition for a lefty, you got to be anti-capitalist, you got to be anti-imperialist. So why does Sam Cedar do this shit where he's the arbiter of the over the window? You're not. You have no right to call Jimmy Dore, anyone that Joe Rogan has on his podcast. You have the right to call none of these people left wingers, because when Jackson Hinkle grilled you on the State Department, one of the most violent institutions in American history, in human history, your response to that was, I don't care. You don't care about the State Department. Tucker Carlson outflanks you on this issue. That's embarrassing, Sam. Let me get back to the video.
He sort of announced on his show that he felt I was too harsh with right wingers, so it didn't happen, but that was all well and good. But the point is, he's got a very, very important show. He's got a huge audience. And I think the thing that he doesn't fundamentally understand is that his intent is irrelevant.
Yeah.
It really is. And I actually think that, his intent isn't as bad as a lot of others, players out there, but his intent is irrelevant. He is spreading misinformation. Even in that Instagram video he did, the first 3 minutes are him trying to prove that misinformation doesn't even exist, because there's been a changing dynamic with vaccination.
Cedar said it himself. It doesn't matter the intention. Oh, very interesting, Sam. Let me show you guys some examples. Sam is literally repeating the new information war, that if you disagree with someone, they are pushing misinformation. If you disagree with someone, they are not pushing misinformation. Because in that video, like Sam Cedar, he disagrees with probably the best point that Rogan made on misinformation in that video, where he called out the media, he called out the ruling class for spreading misinformation on COVID. So if they are allowed not to be censored for being wrong, how is it when someone's wrong about something, they're being accused of spreading misinformation? What happened to just being wrong? You see what I'm talking about? So what Cedar said there is, it doesn't matter Rogan's intention. The only thing that matters is that he spread misinformation. Do you guys want to see who the biggest purveyors of misinformation throughout the course of this pandemic is? And remember, coming from Cedar himself, it doesn't matter their intention. At the end of the day, they spread willingly misinformation. I'm gonna show you guys what I'm talking about. Let's watch this video and ask yourself, why is Cedar not coming out against these people?
During 2021, we should be able to manufacture a lot of vaccines, and that vaccine key goal is to stop the transmission, to get the immunity levels up so that you get almost no infection going on whatsoever. Everyone who takes the vaccine is not just protecting themselves, but reducing their transmission to other people and allowing society to get back to normal.
We can kind of almost see the end. We're vaccinating so very fast. Our data from the CDC today suggests, that vaccinated people do not carry the virus, don't get sick.
Now we know that the vaccines work well enough that the virus stops with every vaccinated person. A vaccinated person gets exposed to the virus does not infect them. The virus cannot then use that person to go anywhere else. It cannot use a vaccinated person as a host to go get more people. That means the vaccines will get us to the end of this.
Essentially, vaccines block you from getting and giving the virus.
Fully vaccinated people are at a very, very low risk of getting COVID-19. Therefore, if you've been fully vaccinated, you no longer need to wear a mask.
When people are vaccinated, they can feel safe that they are not going to get infected. We have all the vaccines we need. We just need our people to take it. A, for their own protection, for the protection of their family, but also to break the chain of transmission. You want to be a dead end to the virus. So when the virus gets to you, you stop it. You don't allow it to use you as the stepping stone to the next person. I think given the country as a whole, the fact that we have now about 50% of adults fully vaccinated and about 62% of adults having received at least one dose, as a nation, I feel fairly certain you're not going to see the kind of surges we've seen in the past.
If you're vaccinated, you're not going to be hospitalized, you're not going to be in an ICU unit, and you're not going to die. You're okay. You're not going to get COVID if you have these vaccinations.
Yeah.
That was incredible. There is no bigger purveyor of misinformation than the ruling class. But Sam Cedar went on MSNBC, and like he said, it does not matter their intention. It does not matter their intention. They spread misinformation. That was Cedar said. That is what all those people just said in that video I just played. Are they being deplatformed? Are they being censored? Are they being attacked for misinformation? God damn, Cedar. My man Sam Cedar is trash. I don't know what else to say. My man went on MSNBC. He repeated the misinformation bullshit. And when I've seen people repeating this, I hope you guys understand this is why we're so fucked right now in terms of the spread of the virus, right? Do you guys know how many people in my personal life I had to tell just because they got the vaccine doesn't mean they can spread it? There are people that got the vaccine and they immediately went out clubbing. They immediately went home and spread it to their loved ones. This is why this virus spreads. Because the misinformation coming from shit libs, they told people if you get the vaccine, you're going to stop the virus. That is not true. So because they thought that, they've been super spreaders. Not the unvaccinated. They have been the super spreaders because they think they are immune. You see the problem with the misinformation coming from the vaccine cult? The vaccine cult said, if you get the vaccine, the pandemic will end. So when people got the vaccine, they was reckless because they didn't realize they could still spread it to someone who is vulnerable, who didn't get the vaccine. And this misinformation coming from the establishment is why you have the anger towards the anti-vax. This is why 48% of Democratic voters want to imprison you or fine you if you do not have the vaccine. Because people believe, because of these misinformation clowns, that if you got the vaccine, the pandemic will be over. So they are blaming everyone who don't have the vaccine as being the reason why the pandemic haven't ended. So instead of blaming the ruling class, they're blaming the average person because they listen to Rachel Maddow, because they listen to Joe Biden, because they listen to MSNBC. So they think it's the anti-vaxxers' fault. But it's not. It's not. So people support these mandates not because they actually care about people. In fact, they put these mandates in place because they want to ruin their lives. There are people who don't want people to go to the grocery store. There was a poll that showed that there's 27% of Democrats want to take away people's kids if they do not have the vaccine. That is crazy shit. That is crazy. They believe this because they believe if people vaccinate, they will end the spread. It will be end of COVID because the people on MSNBC, Dr. Fauci, Joe Biden, they lied to the American people. So, YouTube tells, I say this, if you get the vaccine, you're good. When I look into the numbers, you get sick, when you get the vaccine, you're less likely to get hospitalized and less likely to get long COVID, right? And they say if you are unvaccinated, you have about a 70 times more chance Is it something like that? I think it's 40 times. I think you're 40 times more likely to go be hospitalized if you're unvaxxed compared to if you had the vaccine. But so that shows you should get the vaccine, right? But do you guys know how they are able to say that? They are able to say that because less than 1% of the people who are unvaccinated becomes hospitalized. So if you get the vaccine, that number is like 0.07%. Right? So check my math if I'm wrong, but that's like a 1 out of 10,000, or is it 100,000? Like if you had the vaccine, there's like a 1 out of 10,000 chance of you being hospitalized with COVID. So if there's a 1 out of 10,000 chance of you getting hospitalized based on the number, is my math right? Like if it's 0.07%, or let's round up, if it's 0.1%, isn't that 1 out of 10,000? Am I right on that? Let me know. I'm not a math expert. So when they say that you are 70 times more likely to be hospitalized if you don't have the vaccine, that number is still less than 1%. But if it's less than 1%, of course, you can easily manipulate the number and say you're 40 times more likely to get it if you're unvaccinated, right? Now, there are some people in the comments that are saying, oh, the vaccine doesn't protect you. I'm not going to say that because based on what I've seen, based on the numbers I've seen, it seems like the vaccine protects you. It seems like if you get the vaccine, you don't become hospitalized, right? Right? So if you don't become hospitalized, if you take the vaccine, why are you pushing mandates on people because they didn't get the vaccine? You took the vaccine. You are protected. And someone did the math for me. I think 0.01% is 1 out of 10,000. So I think the number was like 0.007. Someone please fact check me if I'm wrong here. But according to the numbers, if you get the vaccine, you are safe. And this is where I differ from people who are anti-mandate, who hate the vaccine. That doesn't make sense, right? The reason why I'm against the mandate is because if you took the vaccine, why are you trying to mandate people who don't take the vaccine? You're safe. And since we know you can pass the vaccine, you can pass COVID even if you get the vaccine, why does it matter if you get COVID from an anti-vaxxer or someone who has the vaccine? Right? Yeah, help me with math, guys. But you guys see what I'm saying, right? So my position is that you should do everything you can to take care of your community. We should get healthcare to people. And if you are scared of the virus, and if you're immunocompromised, if you're unhealthy, if you're older, you should probably get the vaccine. But I'm not here to make that decision for you. I'm not here to tell you what to do. This is my suggestion. You probably should get the vaccine so you don't get sick. But if you are healthy and you want to assume the risk, why should we mandate you to get a vaccine when you're assuming the risk of not getting the vaccine? And even if you don't get the vaccine, there's like a 1% chance of you being hospitalized. So this is what the vaccine mandate cult says. They say, oh my God, we got to put these vaccine mandates on because I want to protect you. I want to protect you and your family. That's why I want to impose vaccine mandates. Even though there's like a 1% chance of you going hospitalized if you don't have the vaccine, I want to protect the shit out of you. But because I want to protect the shit out of you, if you don't listen to me, I will ruin your life. Don't you guys see how crazy this is? That's the position of the mandate crowd. I want to protect you, so you should get the vaccine. Get the vaccine because I don't want you to die. But if you don't get the vaccine, I want you to be fired from your job. I want you to go homeless. I don't want you to be in a grocery store. Hell, 48% of us think you should be arrested. As a leftist, as a Marxist, the people who are advocating for mandates, it does not make sense to me. And I would love for someone to explain it to me. If you care about these people, give them health care. If you care about these people, give them housing. If you care about these people, write them a $1,000 check every month. Forcing people out of their jobs, banning from grocery stores, and imposing regressive fines and fees like 50% of Democratic voters support does not help people. So as a Marxist who just want to help people, That's my position. So, as a Marxist who would get mandates, I don't get the right wingers who are against mandate, but they don't want to give people health care. You guys are just as shady, and you guys are for eugenics. You guys are for eugenics. I'm gonna be honest. So let's see what you guys had to say. Fuck, this stream is fucked. I'm gonna get pulled. After I just talk about that, I'm definitely about to get pulled from YouTube. So fuck. I don't know what else to say. I'm fucked now. I definitely said some shit about getting me pulled, but whatever. I'm fucked. But I hope you guys see why I land on this issue. I see a stream from all sides that I don't get it. No, I can't. I don't know if I can even read some of these comments out loud or I get pulled. So if you believe this, I think I think this should be up for debate. I think this should be up because the scientific process requires intense debate over issues. So I don't know if this is true or not because I am not a scientist. But what the fuck his name? Damn, why am I blanking on his name? The guy who was on Joe Rogan, Dr. Malone, the Malone guy. Even I don't know if this is true or not, but Dr. Malone should be able to debate this with scientists in the public sphere of information. Period. Amen. None of this discussion should be banned. I'm looking at some of the comments you guys leave in here, and I'm not even against them. I would love for you guys to educate me on this issue. I'm explaining to you guys how I reached my conclusion as a Marxist. But I can't even read some of your guys' comments. Because some of you guys' comments, if I read it, I'm going to get pulled from YouTube. So I'm putting on the stream. I put it on the stream. So Nancy says, I'm with you, Nick. Vax should be an individual choice. And as a Marxist, I believe you should do everything possible to ensure that people are immunocompromised, that we do not have a eugenics-based society. But if you're young, and if you're in your prime, and you're healthy, and you make the calculated decision that, okay, since the vaccine protects me, I'm good, right? But if you're immunocompromised, you should take the vaccine. And the state should not make that decision for you. If you're a leftist, why should you believe our neoliberal police state? Why do you believe our big pharma capture capitalist class should be able to tell people what to do? My body, my choice. This is the body, and this is the leftist principles we are supposed to believe in. But people are allowing fear to destroy their critical thinking skills, and it's crazy to see, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. I guess I'm gonna go through some chats and we wrap up after our. So if you guys want to talk to me, now is a good time to leave a super chat. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. If you guys want to talk to me, leave a super chat. Best way to support shows on Patreon or a direct donation via SocialistMMA on Venmo and Cashapp. But let me get through some of the comments here, and we probably can create another segment out of those. 1.1 is 1 out of 10,000. So okay, so that makes sense. Sorry guys, I'm a dumbass. Sorry. So do you guys know what the what's the percentage? And I'm asking the chat. I'm going to go through all the comments, so please help me out here. What is the number of people who are hospitalized after they get the vaccine? I heard the number is around 0.07%, but I don't have it on top of my head. So if you guys have that, let me know. So my point is, like, why would you be for mandates if you're protected? That doesn't make sense to me. So if you're one of the people in the comments that don't believe the vaccine protects people, okay, that's completely independent from the mandate argument. You realize that, right? So if you are for the vaccine and you truly believe it protects you, why would you support a mandate? Oh, I heard people on the left that say mandates are for protecting workers. This is what lefties say. Mandates are for protecting the workers. No, mandates are not for protecting the workers. The vaccines are for protecting the workers. What? That is the Marxist leftist argument for mandates. They say it's for the workers. No, the vaccine is for the workers, you idiots. Because the worker take the vaccine, and now he's less likely to be hospitalized. He's less likely to get long COVID, right? So why are you guys saying the capitalist, neoliberal police state mandates are pro-worker? Paying them hazard pay is pro-worker. Increasing the amount of time they have off is pro-worker. Not the CDC decreasing the quarantine time from 10 days to 5. Now you got a ton of sick people that are going to work because of the CDC. So how is siding with the CDC the pro-worker Marxist position? Please explain. Please explain how believing the CDC, who they decreased the social distancing guideline from 12 feet to 6 so Biden can open schools, and now they decreased the quarantine time to 10 days to 5 so workers can work. They want to get you sick. They don't want to give you hazard pay. They don't want to give you health care, but you are siding with these people and you think you have the pro-worker position. I am telling you guys, I have the pro-worker position. Richard Wolff has the pro-worker position on this issue. If you want to protect the workers, not only should you give them hazard pay, give them a thriving wage of at least $23 an hour, give them health care, double the vacation days so if they do get sick, they can take time off, and they're protected by the vaccine that you guys claim protects people, right? Right? It's almost like they don't believe it. It's almost like the people who got the vaccine don't believe they're protected, right? So if you got the vaccine and you don't think you're protected, aren't you anti-science? I did a lot of thinking on this issue, guys, and I'm confused. I am confused with a lot of what you guys are saying. So all these numbers change with Omicron. Delta was 40 times less likely to get hospitalized, and breakthrough infections was 34%. Thank you, Saul. Like I said, I'm not a scientist. The only thing I do is look at the numbers. I look at the numbers. I look at at what's going on, and I make my conclusion based on that. So I am making my conclusions based on the fact that the vaccine code, they said the vaccine protects people. That is what they say. I am not saying that. They say the vaccine protects people. So if you say the vaccine protects people, why will you put mandates that ruin people's lives in place when you're protected? It doesn't make sense. And I see your comments, a lot of comments saying the stats are being manipulated. And I would love to see, like, we're gonna learn a lot about what really happened in this pandemic like 10 years from now. We never, like, when cover-ups are discovered, it usually happens like 10 to 15 years later. Like maybe in the 2030s, there's gonna be leaks, there's gonna be freedom of information requests, there's gonna be people maybe writing books. We don't really know what happened during this COVID pandemic, because no matter where you stand, there's no denying that the United States and our ruling class have failed people with their response to this pandemic. And it's because of the COVID misinformation that came from not Rogan, but the ruling class. When the ruling class said, if you get the vaccine, it will stop the pandemic. That means people took the vaccine and then they started partying like in the 1990s, and they spread it to people who don't have the vaccine and they're immunocompromised, and then they died. So it's not Rogan who killed people. It's the people who got the vaccine and thought it was good, right? I would love to hear your guys' feedback on my comments here. I would love to hear it, because I gave this a lot of thought. I have not heard of him. If you guys know who Dr. Francis Boyle is, let me know. Let's see. 48% of marriages end in divorce. 42% end in death. Marriages are bad. That's funny. Yeah, I'm not gonna go on a rant about that. You guys, I'm not gonna go on a rant about that. I'm not married, but definitely by choice. But anyway, go ahead. Let's go. Let's read some more comments. So I'm gonna go probably until I run out of comments. I don't have any more prepared stories, but I'll read comments for you guys and we can do some theory, I guess. Thank you for the $10, Bodega. We're gonna get you shut down. Yeah, that's why I am seeing your guys' comments and I acknowledge all of it, but I can't read some of them. But the CDC had changed their definition of vaccine twice. I saw that too. So when people see that you're changing the definition of being anti-vaxxer, like they changed the definition of anti-vaxxer to if you're against mandates. They changed the definition of vaccine from where if you get a vaccine, you're immune. It stops the virus. And if you guys don't believe me, when was the last time you seen a polio outbreak? So they always compare the COVID-19 vaccine to polio, but if you get a polio vaccine, there's no polio outbreak. So it's not the same fucking thing. Damn. Our channel is definitely fucked now. We definitely about to get fucked now. So it seems like you guys don't disagree with me too much, but COVID is not my like I told you guys, I focus more on the class war. I focus on foreign policy. Yeah, that's my and state violence. That's my wheelhouse. So the reason why I'm coming out against what's going on with the mandates, because I accurately explained on the Jimmy Dore show, as an abolitionist, I am not comfortable with these mandates because since we live in a neoliberal police state, these mandates will lead to the increase of the police state, which we have seen. We have seen the police get more funding because of this. We have seen people get arrested because they don't have vaccine cards. So if you're an abolitionist and you see that 48% of Democratic voters went to imprison and fine people because of COVID, how, as an abolitionist, how are you not getting red flags from this? Once again, I have principled leftist beliefs that make me take position. I don't take positions based on whether the Democrats take it or whether the Republicans take it, whether AOC takes it or whether Bernie takes it. And because people have no revolutionary discipline, they don't do that. Whatever AOC says, whatever Sam Cedar says, whatever Voss says, people will follow. Whatever Joe Biden said, they will follow because they don't really have ideology. My ideology as an abolitionist Marxist is why I'm against these mandates, right? So I'm finally doing what a lot of you guys want me to do. Especially ever since I've been on the Jimmy Dore show. People are like, why you don't talk about the mandates issue enough? Why don't you talk about COVID? Because it gets tiring after a while. I'd rather focus on this. I'll focus more on the police state, foreign policy. Like we got an International Leftist Coalition on Thursday. I'll talk about the class war. The only time I ever talk about COVID is in relation to those things. And I see the police state expanding under the guise of COVID-19. I see the corporate state waging class warfare under the guise of COVID-19. So I'm like, damn, fuck, I actually got to start talking about this shit now. Because my mindset is, bro, like I was like, bro, I'm going to do whatever I want. If you guys don't like it, it's whatever. I need to go through some of these comments or I'll talk forever. Damn, man, there's so many comments I can't read. I'm sorry, guys, but I can't. I worked really hard to get this YouTube channel up, and it was suck if we got fucking pulled because of one fucking COVID take, whatever. Let's see what. Thank you for the nice comment. Nick has a base Marxist take. Even though in a vacuum, vax mandates are the correct thing to do, they have become an issue of class struggle in the USA. This is what Richard Wolff was saying. So many progressives think they know more than Richard Wolff. This is literally what he was saying. And you guys notice in my stream, I will call out right-wing populists who agree with me on the issue of mandates. I call you guys out all the time because as a left-wing agent provocateur, my job only is to shift the Overton window to the left. I tell you guys what my intentions are. I am the most biased commentator you will find. I only join YouTube to unapologetically advocate for the working class and for my community, right? So if I see you agree with me on one issue, if you're a right-winger and you agree with me on the issue of mandates, like Richard Wolff said, there is a giant opportunity for the left to pull so many people who have been obsessed with the right-wing culture war to the left. There are right-wingers who are saying shit like, yeah, we shouldn't have mandates, give us health care. But I literally see right-wingers who are against mandates who are advocating for left-wing ideas. They say we want health care, not mandates. You got people that are now questioning the employer-employee relationship. You got right-wingers who are questioning the power that the corporations and the business have over the workers. Right-wingers are making Marxist analysis over the power of the managerial class because of mandates. This is a massive opportunity for the left. This is a massive opportunity for Marxists to be like, okay, you're right on this issue. Now let's analyze the other issues that we can apply this on. Like if you're anti-authoritarianism, because you're anti-mandates, let's talk about the police state. Why aren't you anti-authoritarianism when it comes to the Patriot Act, when it comes to ending war? Why aren't you concerned about the managerial relationship with the worker when it comes to them siphoning our wealth and exploiting our labor? So as a Marxist and as an educator, as someone who wants to create this movement, we got to take this opportunity to shift our people to the left. This is a perfect opportunity. This is why I am trying to piss off as many of you right-wingers who like me because I'm anti-mandate. I'm trying to piss you guys off. Because if you guys don't see the hypocrisy in what you guys believe in, my job is to probe you. My job is to, like, if you're against mandate, but you got the blue stripe, if you support giant police states and budgets, but you're pro-mandates, my job is to probe you and ask you why. And I'm going to be a thorn on your side. Right? The same with reparations. I'm gonna be a thorn on your side on that too. So I think this is the number I was asking for. The number of people who take the vaccine but then hospitalized is 0.08%. So according to our calculator, that's I don't know. I don't know. But because I know 0.01% is 1 out of 10,000, right? So anyway, my point is, if the odds is that low for you to get hospitalized, if you got the vaccine, that proves that your argument that mandates are pro-worker false. Mandates are not pro-worker because mandates are destroying the working class as we speak. The vaccines are pro-worker because if you get a vaccine, you're less likely to get hospitalized or get long COVID. Did we reach an understanding? Marxists who are confused and are for mandates. Have we? That's the pro-worker position. And if you are worried about, oh my God, workers are still going to get sick. We don't want workers to get sick even if they get a vaccine. Okay, my position as a Marxist is we should at least double vacation time. We should have hazard pay should be standard as we know it. If COVID-19 is endemic, like the right wingers will say, COVID-19 is endemic. Since COVID-19 is endemic, we gotta learn to live with it. If we gotta learn to live with this pandemic, does that mean workers should always have hazard pay? Shouldn't that be standard? Shouldn't healthcare, like, you guys agree that people who get COVID-19 should be treated for free? Why shouldn't we have healthcare for free then? Do you guys see how everyone, even the right-wingers who I agree with on mandates, are deeply unserious when they talk about this issue? The left-wingers who are for mandates, they are deeply unserious because they believe that our neoliberal police state, our capitalist class, actually wants the best for workers. The lefties will say we got to support mandates because the hospital beds, ignoring the fact that our neoliberal capitalist class cut hospital beds in 2018 because of the flu epidemic. So instead of advocating for mandates as a leftist, why wouldn't you advocate for more hospitals? Why wouldn't you advocate for healthcare? Like, there are so many things you guys are leaving out, but you are advocating for mandates instead. Fuck. You guys have set me off. You guys been asking for this rant for a long time, so I hope you guys are enjoying this. Because people have been asking me about my take on mandates and all this shit for a long time. I talk about it every once in a while, but I try to avoid it because I'm not trying to get my fucking YouTube page pulled. Nick, you should read The Real Anthony Fauci by Robert F. Kennedy. I don't think I have to read it. It's a good book. I already know a lot of the crimes of Anthony Fauci. The people who need to read that book are the people who are in the vaccine liberal cult. Those are the people who need to read that book. Because I know, and the reason why I don't trust Fauci, because I know he played a giant role in the AIDS crisis that destroyed the black community and the gay community in the 80s. He lied on behalf of the capitalists and on behalf of the CDC. So why would anyone listen to what this motherfucker has to say? It's beyond me. So I know I'm behind on the comments, but I'm gonna go through my live stream. I'm gonna stay live until we get through all the significant ones. If you want me to guarantee for your comment, please leave a super chat because I got a lot of what So is 0.89%, is that the people who are unvaxxed who are hospitalized? And based on what I've seen, out of all the people who are hospitalized who are unvaxxed, it's people who are extremely unhealthy. It's people that are extremely old and the people who are extremely obese. That's why I say if you're extremely old, if you're extremely sick, if you're extremely obese, you probably should get the vaccine, right? But that's my suggestion. I don't think the state should force you to do it. And the people who think they should, and the people who think you should lose your job over this, as a Marxist, I think that's insane. I think that's insane. Yeah, we can't even trust the numbers they give us. I treat them with a grain of salt. I need something. I need some sort of data to work with. So I'm not giving them too much of a grain of salt. I just need something to analyze. And if they are proven wrong later, I will make the adjustment, right? I think that's the best we can do. Yeah, like I said, exact numbers hard to trust. They cooking the numbers. I'm sure they are. You guys know they made like, isn't it $1,000 per second on the vaccine? And you guys think they don't have the incentive to lie? Oh, so Lula said, I heard Jimmy Dore say hospitalization rate was 0.8%. So 1 in 100. So that's why I say, man, just get the fucking vaccine if you're sick. If you're sickly, like I'm in my fucking prime. I'm 30 years old. I'm in pretty good shape. I'm a martial artist. Like if you're someone like me, do what you want, right? I don't think the government should tell you what to do. But if you're old, sick, and obese, why the hell wouldn't you get the vaccine? I don't get it. But I'm not here to tell you what to do. I just don't get it. Like if I was old, if I was sick and shit, I would be all over this goddamn vaccine. Like the people who are anti-vax and then they die because of COVID, that's probably one of the fucking dumbest ways you can go out. I'm gonna be real. Like you guys heard this whole live stream. I think I probably got one of the most nuanced positions on COVID. If you're one of the many anti-vax people who died of COVID, god damn, man, you really fucked your family over. That's something your family has to live with forever now. your like your granddaughter, your family will forever be and they'll be forever known as, hey, your dad died because he was an anti-vaxxer who didn't get the vaccine, who died because of COVID. Why would you go out like that? If you're old, if you're obese and you're sick, why wouldn't you do it? Why go out like that? Like you now, for the rest of your life, rest of your family's life, they gotta explain, yeah, my dad died because he didn't get the vaccine. That's why it doesn't make sense to me. Because the people who are anti-mandate and the people who I see hate the vaccine, they say stuff like, oh, the only people who are getting sick are people who are old, sick, and obese. Okay, so if you're old, sick, and obese, why wouldn't you get the vaccine? It doesn't make sense to me. All right, I need to do this. I'm gonna do 2 hours. I'm cutting off at 2 hours, definitely. Do you really trust the FDA, CDC? Nope. I just read the stats as they are, and when they prove me wrong, I adjust. That's how I do things. There's a theory that 3.5% of people can force change in society. Africans are 13% of a 360 million U.S. population. That means we need to organize 27% of our people to force radical change in the U.S. Yes. Why you guys think I'm trying to get black people to leave the fucking plantation? Get off the Democratic Party. Stop trusting the Black Congressional Caucus. Stop trusting the NAACP because the only thing they do is siphon people to the Democratic Party. We need a Black Panther style movement. This what you just explained is why they killed Fred Hampton. It's why they killed Malcolm X, because Fred Hampton was working on a project to get the numbers that we need to change shit. So that's an amazing comment. Thank you, Stuart. Thank you for the super stickers, David. It's so hard to get through all the comments. I'm gonna try, but I'm cutting myself at 2 hours. This is a good comment. Nick, before COVID, I was told work from home was impossible. Now I'm on my 3rd year of work from home. COVID saved my life. I haven't got sick since. And now you see the capitalist class, they trying to end work from home. My mom's an accountant. She worked from home and they quickly trying to end that. And that's why the CDC was complicit with that. The CDC evening guidelines for people to quarantine, that's all in order to get you back into office. So why will you trust these people? Oh, geez. I'm trying to go through the rest of the comments. So I had to read them beforehand. Cause I don't want to read them and then get pulled from YouTube because we're talking about the vaccines. I'm not gonna read that one. I'll put it on the screen though. I heard like getting a ton of boosters. I didn't read that much into it, but I heard a ton of boosters do that. Like hurt your ability to fight it, the virus. I see someone said they left the super chat. Oh damn, me, I'm fucked. I'm so fucked. Hope you guys had a great time on the last stream on the channel. Man, fuck. Well, subscribe to my channel, SocialistMMA, if we get fucking pulled. That's my backup. I have 4,000 subscribers there. I like this comment. Yeah, my only job is to pull you guys to the left. That's my only job. 8 out of 10,000. Thank you guys for cleaning up my math here. So according to the official statistics, there's only an 8 out of 10,000 chance of you being hospitalized if you got the vaccine. So my Marxist friends who argue that we got to support mandates to protect workers, that does not make sense because I thought the vaccine exists to protect the workers. That's my point. I would disagree with this one. There's a lot of comments I had to skip from Alex. Alex been leaving good comments. Experimental vaccines are not pro-worker either, Nick. The only thing I would say is whether they work or not. But since I'm not for mandates, I think that's irrelevant because the people who are for mandates, they justify their mandate by saying the vaccine worked, right? But I say if the vaccine work, why will you have mandates? Because you're protected, right? So I think it's not. I don't think that's really that important of an argument because if you're protected by the vaccine, wouldn't that be pro-worker? I'm working this out with you guys. Let's see. So I'm glad you guys enjoying the stream. I hope you guys enjoy the fireside chats. I'm trying to make sure I didn't miss any super chats. I have no producers, so it's literally just me in front of my laptop. So please, 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 please be patient. I'm sorry. I feel bad for skipping a lot of comments, but there's just no way I can read through all these. Let's see. If you guys really want me to read it, please leave a super chat. Please leave a super chat. I might have to put this. I literally might have to put this unlisted. I literally might have to unlist this stream. We see what they say. Fuck. I don't think I said anything that's against guidelines, but they banned people even if they didn't break guidelines. Like, all right. I think I got through all. Is there any super chats I missed? I don't think I'm missing any super chats. All right. Is there anything breaking I should cover before you sign off? Because I'm not in a rush to log off. My boy Jackson, honestly, like I'm be honest, Jackson, he been streaming 3 hours a day, every day for a month. So if Jackson can stream 3 hours every day for a month, I can't bitch about doing a 2-hour stream like 3 or 4 times a week. So, is there anything that we should cover that's breaking? I see Dr. Malone's trending. Why is he trending again? So Dr. Malone is looking for a lawsuit. Sometimes I don't like doing live stories and live coverage because a lot of these stories I legitimately don't give a fuck about. I legitimately I just cover state violence, foreign policy, that kind of stuff. Super chats are welcome too. Just tell me what you said in your super chat, Azura. It probably was a while ago, but just tell me what you said. Leave a comment what you said, and I'll read it. I apologize. At this point, I literally cannot go farther back. And since I'm producing this my own, and this is why I don't understand. People always say, "Oh, the polio vaccine worked, so why?" That's why we mandated the polio vaccine. Okay, but how many polio outbreaks have there been? You guys got the vaccine for COVID, and there have been multiple COVID outbreaks. There wasn't no polio outbreak when they got the vaccine. So comparing polio to COVID is ridiculous. I'm trying to see if I can get any more super chats. Man, why don't I never get any haters on these streams, man. Where you get your news? I get my sources from everywhere. Like for real. Like you guys see, I will cover stories where I get something from the New York Times. I'll find something from Jacobin. Then I'll find something from the Intercept. Then I'll read the Gray Zone. And then I'll get something from CNN, MSNBC. I think it's valuable to get your news from a lot of different outlets. I just think it's important to know their bias. If you don't know the bias of the outlet, you're not getting no benefit from it. I legitimately would get news from right-wing sources sometime, but I would do that because I know their bias, right? I would know their bias, so then you would see where they're coming from. Anyway, so to answer in a nutshell, I give it all over the place. I'm a nerd. I haven't done a defund the police segment in a while. You guys know what I like to do? It's always fun to look at news stories on defund the police and debunk them in live time. Let's see if I can find something. Oh yeah, look, check this out. Cause this is the way I give stories sometimes. You simply just look on you can look on Google, right? So I'm interested in defund the police. So all I do, type in something you're interested in. Like if you want to learn more about Israel, Google's pretty good. Like, see, this is a good way to get your news. And then when you look at the sources, you know what their bias is, right? So this is a good way to get quick news stories. That's my go-to. It's not perfect, but that's my go-to. That on top of Reddit, Twitter, my mutuals. Like on Twitter alone, you guys always make fun of me because I'm always on Twitter. But my Twitter mutuals are extremely smart. I don't know any other way to put it. They teach me a ton. Just literally, my timeline is filled with fucking Marxist socialist propaganda. That's literally what it is. So let's see. I actually read this article. So let's do a live reaction to some defund the police propaganda. So as an abolitionist, I do this all the time. I Google defund. I put defund in just to see what the narrative is. Right? Check this out. This is hilarious to me. Portland struggles to rehire police after defunding in riots. I'm failing to understand the negative of this headline. I said before, if we can't defund the police through our corrupt government, we need to create a situation where being a cop is literally it's stigmatized. Like you want to be embarrassed. I want to create a situation where you are embarrassed to be a cop. And I have covered stories about how police are resigning in numbers because police for a very long time, they are used to people kissing their ass. But now, because of the defund the police movement spreading awareness on the crimes of the police state, 55% of independents support defunding the police now. We have made massive gains in this area. Like if you ask people about defund the police 2-3 years ago, it's nowhere near the support it is now. That's why the establishment is panicking. The establishment is panicking, and they are writing a ton of defund the police hit pieces. Look at this. Defund the police advocate, squad member Corey Bush parked car was hit by gunfire. Ha ha ha. See, this is why you shouldn't support defund the police, because if you support defund the police, your car's gonna get your car is gonna be vandalized. She didn't defund the police, you dipshits. So you telling me that Corey Bush's vehicle was vandalized despite the fact that we have giant police budgets? So I read through these police state propaganda pieces all the time, and it's always hilarious. It's always hilarious because I can immediately spot the stupidity in it, right? So this propaganda is saying that if you for defund the police, you're stupid because Corey Bush, she was a victim of a crime. Okay, if Corey Bush is a victim of crime, obviously the police that you guys give money to did nothing to stop it. You guys see how stupid giant police budget advocates are? They don't even think this shit through. But I want to go back to I'm gonna show you guys another one. This is the top. This is the top one, and this is once again, this is a good way to find news stories that you're interested in. This is the top story. This is from Newsweek. This is from 2 days ago. The left, actually, this is not as bad as I thought it was. I actually just read it again. It's not as bad, but it's still a little bit propaganda. The left shouldn't scrap defund the police. We should brand it better. Brand it better? What? I hope you guys understand the position of this show is defund the police has been an amazing slogan. All the people who are saying defund the police is not a good slogan, what are you talking about? You guys understand that when asked, 55% of independents support defunding the police now. 75% of Democrats support the concept of defunding the police now. When they asked people about defund the police when the George Floyd protests first started in the summer of 2020, that number, defund the police was like minus 35. Minus 35 in approval. So literally in less than 2 years, we took something that was considered crazy. Now people are like, it actually is a kind of a good idea to give money to housing and healthcare instead of police funding. The amount of awareness I have seen on this issue over the last 2 years has been incredible. Incredible. That's because of the slogan. Because defund the police is a policy demand that they cannot hijack. You get it? Build Back Better is a stupid fucking slogan. Hope and Change is a stupid fucking slogan. Yes, we can is a stupid fucking slogan. Not me, us is a stupid fucking slogan because it means nothing. When you say defund the police, there is nothing that you can do to hijack that movement. It quite literally forces the debate, and it forces people to defend their giant police budgets. When we say defund the police, we put fiscal conservatives on the defensive because we spend, and I'm going to show you guys the chart here soon, we spend more on our police than almost every country, minus China, on their military. And you say you're fiscally conservative and you don't support defunding the police? We fund the police this much despite the fact that they do not stop violent crime. They solve 2% of violent crimes. So how can you say you're a fiscal conservative if you're for spending all this money for a national security state that does not protect people? And the funny thing is, they will write articles explaining this concept. Isn't that the craziest thing? They will say, oh my God, we defund the police. No, sorry. Just like that story. I'm going to show you a tweet. Now, I got to search for it. But they said Corey Bush support defund the police. And that backfired on her because her car was vandalized. Okay, so the police didn't do anything to stop the crime, despite all the money we spending on you. So you admit you spending all this resources for a system that doesn't do what you say it does. How can you say that's a fiscal concern? So you guys get what I'm saying? You guys get what I'm saying? So when you have the slogan defund the police, you force fiscal conservatives on the back hill. Instead of saying stupid shit like, we should reform the police. That is the dumbest fucking slogan you can possibly ask for when you're talking about criminal justice reform, right? Because reform, that could mean anything. When you say reform the system, that could mean fucking anything. Body cams was a police reform. Body cams was a police reform. Did that stop Andrew Brown Jr. from being shot in the back of the head by a police officer? And then the judge ruled on the side of the police, and they didn't release the body cam footage because they knew it would be damning to the police. So when you reform the system, you get nothing accomplished. You get nothing accomplished. And then the ruling class can take reform and then they can water it down. So so everything I just explained to you is why, despite people fear-mongering over it, defund police have been an amazing slogan. An amazing slogan. So this is them admitting it again, right? Only 42% of DC murder cases were closed after anti-police movement. And it could get worse. What? We literally gave the DC police more money. We gave them more money. But they're blaming the defund the police movement. You see that? Oh shit, I didn't share it. Hold up. Oops. I thought I didn't have the screen share. Here it is. They blame the defund the police movement because the cops only closed for they underperforming. Don't you see how they have it both ways? Do you see how they do it? So when they solve crime, when the crime is low, they will say, oh my God, the police, we are doing such a great job. This is why we should have more funding. When the crime rate skyrockets, they say, this is why the defund the police movement is hurting us. The crime is going up, so we got to fund the police more. So whether crime goes up or whether crimes go down, they will always reach the conclusion that we got to fund the police more. No matter what. So let's go back to the article. Oh, not this one. This one. So despite everything I just told you, why will you say defund the police should be branded better? The brand of defund the police is amazing because everything I just told you. And how dare you write this pro-police state propaganda on my birthday? The audacity. So let's dive into her logic. Oh yeah, I remember. So she said defund the police have been unsuccessful because Eric Adams won his election. Because Democrats all over the country are funding the police more. Why are you using electoral politics as a way to gauge the success of a movement? And also, I want you guys to know her premise is false. She's saying that people are rejecting lower police budgets, but we had records amount of counties that decreased their police budget as a result of defund the police. So she is lying to you. This article is trash. She is literally lying to you. And then she uses Eric Adams as a reason why. Our elections are fucking rigged for the capitalist class. You can predict who wins an election at a 91% rate based on who raises the most money. So you do not gauge the health of a social movement based on electoral politics. That is clown shit. Tala, I don't know how to say her name. I'm not trying to be smart. I was about to say her name. I don't know how to say that. But whoever this is, that is dumb. And yet, while the slogan defund the police was rejected, polling that phrases to the proposal to redirect public funding to support investing in community with the same money is popular. I'm glad that you guys I didn't read this article. This is what it's like when I read political articles, by the way. You guys, I literally 2 paragraphs in, and this is insane propaganda. So she says that defund the police is a bad slogan. But then, literally 2 paragraphs in, she admits that despite the slogan, polling has increased. I'm going to do more of these live readings of articles because I want you guys to realize this is why I go crazy. I go fucking crazy reading these articles. There are many reasons why defund the police is a political disaster. Americans feel vulnerable to crime. So she fearmongers. The police do not protect you. The police does not protect you. This is what you should. When someone breaks into your home, you call the police and they arrive afterwards. If someone breaks into your home with the intention to kill you, study shows you are a dead man. If someone assaults you, the police is not going to stop and pull over and save you. They are going to fill the report afterwards. The police does not protect you. The police does not protect you. And then they say black people need the police. No, the fuck we don't. So this article, 3 paragraphs in, is filled with lies on top of lies on top of lies. On top of lies. Because now they say the black people support the police. But I have broke down many times that when you look at the polls, about 75% of black people support reallocating the funds from the police to social movements. So, that's me debunking a defund the police propaganda article. I debunked 3 of them in what, 15 minutes? I debunked 3 defund the police articles in 15 minutes, literally just by Googling defund. So I'm going to show you guys what I did. This is literally how I find stories. Someone asked me. I literally Googled defund because I want to see what the propaganda was. I found this article, which is trash. The first three paragraph are. This is the part where she said, defund the police. The slogan was rejected, but it went up. But people support the concept more, but people reject the phrase. Can someone explain to me how that makes sense? Can someone explain to me the logic in that? That is so stupid. That is so dumb. But people repeat this shit. People will repeat that shit uncritically. And then I debunk this one. So this is all the shit. Oh, and then they also love doing these stories. Since we're doing our defund the police segment, they love doing these stories. They say the squad has spent over $300,000 on private security last year, despite defund the police rhetoric. I had told you guys the squad is not for defunding the police. Why do people keep repeating the fact the squad are for defunding the police when they are complicit with funding the DC Capitol Police more? I don't care about the rhetoric. I care about what they do. So they always use this got you as if this is a got you to activist. And I believe in community protection. So once we get rid of this fascist police state, if you want to have people protect you, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm not against that. To be honest. I don't understand how that supposed to debunk it. But anyway, I think I went long enough. Is there any more super chats? Is there any more super chats? So all the people who say defund the police is a bad slogan, I debated Garland Nixon about this. I can debate anyone over it. Because if you was paying attention, anyone who said defund the police is a bad slogan, despite the gains we have made, despite the fact that we are clear and we educated a ton of people about what it meant. I'm sorry, that's just deeply unserious. That's deeply unserious. So thank you guys for sticking with me for these 2 hours and 20 minutes. I had to do an earlier stream today because I was celebrating my birthday with my niece. My birthday was last weekend, but we're doing a dual celebration. It's my niece's birthday. I think she may be 8 or 9 today. So I had to do an early stream today so I can attend that. We appreciate all the support, really, because it's almost like our channel turned back on. Like we told you guys, YouTube started fucking with us after the General Strike Summit, but we gained almost 2,000 subscribers in the last month. Like, so it's almost like they turned it back on. So I appreciate you guys helping us out, and continue to share because our goal is to hit 15,000 subscribers before our 1-year anniversary in April. So make sure you guys help us out with that. CJ got his show tomorrow. Make sure you guys check out the Nick and CJ show that we did last night. I already cut a few clips because I hear your feedback and I know you guys want more clips. So I'm going to try and provide clips for you guys. I got 2 I'll post this morning. Everyone that's watching, make sure you guys watch the clips I posted, right? And I'm going to get better at video editing as we go. So support the Patreon. I had the link in the description because this stream is doomed. I did like a 40-minute rant on COVID. So this stream is doomed. Please support the show on Patreon. Revolutionary Blackout. I'm gonna plug it. I'm gonna plug it because someone told me that our Patreon link was broken in our description on YouTube for like the last 2 weeks. So I'm like, damn. Hold up. What the fuck? What? Man, YouTube is shady, bro. Hold up. Every time I put this goddamn Patreon in the description, it breaks. What the fuck? What the fuck? Dude, YouTube is shady, man. So the link is broken. This is the Patreon. God damn it. I gotta post this. They keep breaking our damn links, man. Here, I posted the Patreon. Please support. I gotta pin it. Fuck, man. So you guys understand how fucked we are? Because I was telling you guys sign up to our Patreon in the description, but then someone told me that it been broke for like 2 weeks. I'm like, fuck. So as you guys see, we are Marxists. No, it don't matter what tier you support. It doesn't matter. This is what we said. Being socialist, we are granting all tiers our benefits. So if you want to support our channel, $3. That's all we asking for. This is literally just solidarity. Like you get free content no matter what. I'm showing you guys this now because our shit been broke, and that literally breaks my heart. But please show some support to us because YouTube is not going to pay us. We constantly getting demonetized. You also can support me via Cashapp or Venmo on SocialistMMA. That makes it so I'm able to do more live streams like this, right? Okay, so Martin said the links work, right? What? What happened when I clicked it? Okay, it works now. No, look. When I click it, I don't know. Are you guys getting this? Are you guys getting this? I keep getting this message when I click the link. I don't know. Yeah, I also have my own Patreon. You also can support Socialist MMA if you want to support my Patreon. If the best way to support me is through direct donation, Venmo, Cash App. It's the same as Socialist MMA. That allows me to stream more. I'm really making a push. I sacrificed a ton for the channel, and I really want to provide more content. So any support, I'll definitely appreciate it. So thank you guys for watching, and much love and solidarity to all you guys. Have a great day, guys.